Um, I did a test of the Twitch servers, and they're all looking really good. Much better than yesterday. Hey guys. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by playing the first La-Mulana. Tilt this way. Play the first La-Mulana with a little bit of like a how to survive up to the first boss, which will include both how to get to it and also some little side things like things you can get early that make the fight and really much the game a hell of a lot easier. And by easier, I mean much less punishing. Includes two weapons um, that you can use for the whole entire of the game. Like one is a battle axe that attacks really slowly, but it deals or more than twice the amount of damage as your starting weapon. Um, what? Yes, I'm using a controller. Thank you, Steam. I'm glad you've noticed. Oh wow, We Happy Few came out. Oh, I only ever heard of that being in development hell. Alright. So yeah, I really like La-Mulana. I played a little bit of this yesterday after the stream, just to kind of remember what the heck anything is. And I'm like, oh man, I forgot how much I love this game. And that I've never actually beaten it, but I've played it to the end numerous times. It's very difficult. Yeah. Yeah. That looks exactly the same. Oh. Um. And again, we have our La-Mulana back here, and then the La-Mulana up here. Alright, let's see. Hopefully, everything's looking good on your guys' end. I haven't dropped too many frames. I've dropped a couple, but I also upped my upped my output quite a bit. Give it a moment just to make sure that it actually is streaming, that nothing has gone horribly awry. Oh, yeah, I forgot there's an intro video. Okay, cool. Yeah, because it sometimes does that when there's some disconnect. Oh, I forgot. I forgot the game actually tells you this from the beginning. I never saw this intro video when I first played this game, so it was a delightful surprise when the game kind of slowly reveals that to you over the course of it, and then it becomes less, oh, we're having fun exploring exploring this ruins, and more of a, we're preventing the end of all humanity. Oh, weird. Yeah, less delay is better. I'm not using the lagless one just because I think that kind of screwed up this time. So anyway, let's start with this because yeah, I mean, starting a little earlier just to do this. My plan was to do, here's how to get to and then defeat the first boss of the game. In as little pain as possible, because there's certain hidden things. There's a slight bit of, I wouldn't even say sequence breaking, because it's just knowing the game in advance and where you can go and what you can do in those places. So we'll start with a new one. Now, the first thing, there's kind of a few things to remember with this game that makes it a whole lot better going in. One, you should turn the volume down because it's very loud. So one, this game is based on, this is just a 16-bit remake with some slight gameplay changes, but for the most part, it's a 16-bit remake of a game that was designed to emulate MSX computer games from the mid to late 80s. The most noteworthy one being Maze of Gallius, which is a Konami game that never came out in the US. And so I've never played it. I only know about it because I read up things about this when it came out. I'm like, I'm very interested in this game now because I'm enjoying the hell out of it. But so, it's heavily inspired by games from the mid to late 80s that were made in Japan that were really difficult. When this game was in development, the developers, and they've made a number of games prior, they went into this with, they wanted to make a game that was difficult like games of that era. And difficult, not so much in a make you hate yourself kind of way, but more of a you learn how to play the game better by it punishing you. And one of the caveats they had was they wanted it to be like, if you were an actual archaeologist going through these ruins, you wouldn't jump all willy-nilly around because, you know, you gotta say a checkpoint, 3 feet before. Like, if you die, it's because you were being reckless and you were not heeding warnings. The game will warn you for a number of these things. So it is very difficult. Puzzles, especially near the end, get kind of obtuse. But everything in the game kind of tells you its solution. You just kind of have to know where those, like, which clues you have are those solutions. Because many of these will give you actually tips for things to get to. Other things are flavor text, and you're kind of sorting through, like, is this relevant for me in this area, or is this relevant later, or is this just fluff? There's very little fluff in the game, but there still is some. So when you start out, you just want to break everything. The start of this, you can interact with things in this game in one of 3 ways. Well, more or less. Other things you'll come up to later. One is hitting it with your whip is the biggest way to do it. If you hit something with your whip and you hear a metallic clang, it means it's an interactable object, but you can't break it. So you do it in a different way. If you see like a puff of smoke come up, and it kind of this cracking sound, it means that you can break that with your weapon, and you're supposed to keep hitting it. So that's one way to interact with things. The second one is you get items that you can use in front of a thing that'll interact with it. You start off with a hand scanner. You can scan things. Later you'll get other items that like are literally keys that you use in front of a thing, and it activates it. And these come in a variety of different ways. Like, you might remember in La-Mulana 2, I'll get pepper, and I kept trying to throw it in front of things, because that's one of the solutions. You get pepper in this game, and you throw it in front of stuff, and it makes them sneeze. And one of those things is relevant with a puzzle item. So that's the other way. Otherwise, you literally just push it. So we're gonna start, we talk with this dude. He's Elfwood. You might remember him as the dude holding wine and sitting with pretty ladies in the second one. So this really just starts it. He talks to us, he gives us a rundown. Here's a save spot. Here's all the save files I have. I'll find a... I think this one I accidentally did yesterday. So, you'll see these all over the place. They're save points. They're very helpful. Later you'll be up there. Later is, by that I mean like within 5 minutes, you'll be able to teleport to this. This is very useful. But our first goal is get money. Because there are things we want to buy. So we're going to run through all of these things. Break all the pots, kill all the snakes. this is sort of the tutorial. Like, it's getting used to, you know, here's how motion works. Here's how you fight enemies. Hey, Nicholas. Yeah, no, and not only time zones, but I live a nocturnal life, so I woke up early today, and by that I mean at 3 o'clock, because I work nights. So, but yeah, so yeah, I'm just starting with a tutorial for this game, because this is a very difficult game. But once you know what to expect from it and what it's expecting of you, it's a heck of a lot less daunting and a whole lot more enjoyable. Remember, I got this. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I did not like this game, and I kind of sat on it for a little bit. And then I think I watched like a Let's Play, like a how to get into La-Mulana, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know the game was expecting me to do these things. It made it a whole lot more enjoyable. So doing the left side, you get 30 coins. I got 2 because I killed some snakes. This is not the dude I wanted to talk to. Where is it? One of these. You go in all these huts. We are looking for the hand scanner, which is our first super important item. We'll be getting 3 super important items in here. This is just one of them. So that's our hand scanner. You equip it. In this, because I'm using a PS4 controller, it's the triangle button. And what that does is, whatever you're standing in front of, it'll scan. Some things you can't scan, some things you can. For most of this game, you're going to want to scan everything. Scanning everything is how you're going to find all your clues. It'll activate certain doors. Oh, I wanted that weight. So, for example, we got most skeletons you can scan. Actually, La-Mulana 2, you can scan all skeletons because one of the Kickstarter backer goals was if you were you backed it at a certain level, you got to have a skeleton with your own message. But so, for example, you can scan skeletons and they'll give you tips. In this case, this tip is we get a whole map, which you can't use yet, but we will later. We'll get to that in a bit. So we're going through more tutorial areas. These things are also important. You press down on those. You use a weight, which is up in the top right. It's the little brown cylinder. Horn shell is a useful item. Oh, yeah, and I see that, like, I check all the messages. I just usually don't have anything to add to it. And usually, I see a lot of people just being silly. And I mean, like, others will be like, yeah, it's certainly models. So I'm not ignoring you guys. I just don't have much to contribute. I think I've just... Nope. So this is bad. Okay, we got it. So let's do this another time. I am doing something that's very important. You eventually get to this thing. Getting this right now makes it a whole lot easier. So there's... Behind that wall I was trying to break, there's like, I think, 50 coins total? Which is very helpful, because we want to buy all the things. And getting that 50 will put us to 80, which will let us buy all the things we really need to buy here. Other things that make this game difficult, this is literally the only place where you can heal. For the most part. There's a little hot spring there. That one block of water, you get in there and it'll heal you back up to full. There's a second hot spring you can unlock in a very inconvenient part of the game in the ruins. So it's not even worth getting. But you can. Later you'll also get the ability to summon fairies, which are random, but if you get a red one, it'll heal you back to full. And then the blue bar under the green bar is our health, blue bar underneath. When enemies drop a green orb, the thing I just picked up, that adds to that blue bar. When the blue bar fills up, you get a full health refill. It is the closest this game has to a health refill. Oh, this well, the OST, yeah, I mean, Yeah, I agree that this first area, I mean, it kind of sets the tone. The soundtrack for this game is fantastic. I find it one of the strengths. I could load up one of my other saves that has all of the things, and it's got a sound test as one of the side items you get. This part is not really all that interesting. It does change over time when shit starts getting real in this game, and it gets real. It changes. So we want to distract this bird. What's up, bird? Have you heard the word? Oh, well, you used it there. So I'm going to break this wall. So yeah, a cloud of dust coming out. In here is all the monies. However, water is poisonous in this game for reasons. And it'll kill us. Or this will heal us. Oh, I'm on Earth. Oh yeah, I've no, at least one stream. I mean, totally. For the market share that I have. I thought the thing gave 30 or 50. I guess it only gives 30. Either way. So we've got our hand scanner. Next thing we want, I believe it's in this one, is this stuff. We actually want both of these, but we can only afford this one right now. This one's super important. What this does, and you got to equip it. So there's an explanation of this. Over the course of the game, you fill this entire page with software. Individual ones will give certain abilities, and other ones. Alright, take your necklace. Some of these will give you flat out abilities, or like add, like, you know, the mail icon on the top. I can turn this off, and I no longer have that thing. I really don't need it. It's a tutorial part. But you need to have these equipped, and you have a limited amount of memory. So different programs come in different sizes. You have to allocate which ones. You do get a memory upgrade later in the game. It's far off from this one, though. And certain things you can work in combinations, and for whatever reason, your computer software, like, you can have two things running that make your that extend your invincibility frames when you get hit. So you get hit, you get knocked back, and you are immune to damage for like twice as long. It's great. I was gonna heal up, but we're about to get. Actually, I should probably save. I get one more of those green orbs, and we're back to full. A nice thing in this game, there's no fall damage. But if you fall long enough, you will you'll kind of crash. You waste time. There we go. That brings it. Yeah, and then the upgraded one, you get 2,000. So yeah, normally you're supposed to put a weight on that. It'll drop you through and you fall in. Pro tip. You get a shortcut there. Later we'll come back to this, and there's other things. So in La-Mulana 2, you need an item to be able to do this, and I haven't found it yet. But you push this block all the way to the side. You can read that. I forget what it says. Maybe it's not important. Here's where the music starts to get really good. This is the Gate of Guidance. It's our first area. Step on this, you'll notice that that was a slightly off-kilter spot, signifying that there is a pressure plate. And yeah, you can scan most of these skeletons. This one you can't, for whatever reason. Yeah. This is where the mother lays to rest. In this path of trials, only heroes who do not fear death are permitted to proceed. Now, so that software that I bought, if I don't equip that, it's all a bunch of gibberish. I have by hand translated all of this. You don't need to. Literally, you do this and it does it for you. Later, there are actually 2 written languages in this game, both of which I've translated by hand. And you don't need to. The second one, you have to find like 3 different scans during the course of the game that decipher it for you. So here's the thing. You want to scan everything. Skeletons, tablets, things that may or may not appear to be scannable. Yeah, if you're stumped, run around, try scanning everything. In this case, with the hand scanner, you have to have it quick. So yeah, the skeleton tells us this is the Pillar's Gate, a room with the Gate of Guidance, within the Gate of Guidance. So here's a name for there's a name for each of room. Oh, yeah, translation. I've learned something already, but I'll likely going to die soon. Which is true. Every room has a name. We can't see them yet, for reasons we'll explain later. So yeah, you bring up the map. There's actually no map. Yeah. So yeah, the glyph reader is the program that we bought. Because what that does is it allows us to read this, which later we'll be able to teleport to it. So that's very important. Apart from being able to read all the other tablets, because they'll be important. So continue through here. We're going to get a very important item up here for the start of the game, which are shurikens, which are not as powerful as the whip. So the whip does 2 points of damage. Shurikens will do 1 point of damage. However, they are very long range, which will be very helpful because we have to kill some very scary skeletons later, and they're a lot less scary if you can snipe them from a distance and then run away. But it's required that we kill them. If I was doing my normal route, I would continue up there, but the space up there is makes you die. Oh yeah, that's chocolate. See, the area off to the right is filled with water, which will kill you. We'll get items that will make it not kill us. So in here, there's a if you scan all the tablets, it gives you a hint. Yeah. I guess those who have courage can obtain weapons, but if I jump in the spikes, I'll die. Well, you need courage. So as the guy jump in the spikes, you know, courageous one, embrace of power. So be courageous and jump in the spikes is what it's basically what it's telling you. So, and this is telling you see this blue eye up here. If you see this in a room, it means if you hit a specific space in that room, that'll zap you and deal like a ton of damage and knock you back, and you don't want to do. Yeah, you know, it's punishing you. So we can think, oh yeah, we got to equip the shurikens. Now, the way the beginning of this game works, you can. Oh, you don't want to put a thing on here. It'll kill you. So the way that the beginning of this game works is you are able to do everything without leaving the Gate of Guidance. But we will be leaving the Gate of Guidance because it'll be very helpful. So yeah, again, we want to scan everything. We also want to break everything because money. I've got 3 weights that I want to use. This has. You would want to put a weight on this thing, and then get up there. There's the map in there. We can't read maps yet. That's another program. We will be buying it because it's very important that we have maps. Because not only will that give us an idea of where we're located, it'll also tell us the name of rooms, which is very important for solving puzzles. So, where's the? Oh, I think it's actually this. So yeah, it shall connect once held in the mouth. When one swallows, the other spits out. And you'll notice there's a cord running between this dude and this dude. And now, I said before, you can interact with objects in a couple of different ways. The first of which is hitting it. So we're going to hit this thing. You can hit with the whip too. And it recesses in there. And then this thing popped out, and it's going up and down, which is great. So then we got an elevator. Next thing we want to do, I think this is the Holy Grail room, I think is the name of this room. We want to get over. So we want to push that box onto that platform, which will it'll open up this chest. And again, we've got Nintendo logic. I could show this with it'd be easier if I had the map, I don't. But there are solid directions you go through these maps. Like, there's an actual layout to things. but rooms will wrap into one another. Because again, think of, any game on the NES. Logic that applies to that will also apply in this, because this is style after games of that era. So rooms are connected in ways that may or may not appear logical. So we're going to kill those things soon, because it's very important. But first, if you read all the tablets, you'll eventually get hints of walk into the skeleton, this is that skeleton. I think he even says something like that. Found an escape route? Yeah. Here's his escape route. And now we're wrapped around to the other side of the map, because again, Nintendo logic. Push that block onto there. Get over here. And now we have beat Indiana Jones in his own game. So we have the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is really cool. So what that's going to let us do is we can now teleport. So now you see on the bottom it says use Holy Grail with the item button. Use the item button. We can teleport to all of these. So we want to go back to the surface. We want to heal up. And we can do that. We're going to do that. We're also going to buy some more weights. The first thing we're going to do, back in the shop where we bought the translation software, you can pop in here. We're going to buy this mapping software. This is also really good. Very important. Buy some more of these. And we should be good to go. I don't need to heal up. Now, other things that are of importance in here. I think this guy has it. No, not this guy. One of these has it. Yeah! Other things of importance is this shop. We've got the buckler, which if you've got projectiles flying at you, if you have the buckler up, it'll stop them. But I think it can block 3 before it breaks. Pro tip, if you take 2 shots, if you block 2 things with it, put the buckler away and then put it back up, it's back to full health. So, you can basically have an infinite amount of it. They're very good. I would normally buy it, but I'm not going to now. This thing, which we don't have money for, is the waterproof case. I'm glad they don't do this in La-Mulana too. But there's a waterproof case and there's a fireproof case. And you need those items if you want to be able to open up the menu. In this case, underwater. So if you're in water, you can't bring up the menu for reasons of obnoxiousness. If you buy that, you can. As you can imagine, it's very important to be able to bring up the menu. If you're underwater and you need to, like, change things. Why you have to buy it, I don't know. You don't have to in the sequel. So you save here. So we bought the map software. Now notice, we did find a map. Like, we collected a map item, but we can't use it because, again, software, equip that software, and now, hey, here's the map. Showing where we are, a rough layout of, what things are. We really don't need to be here anymore. So we're going to pop to Gate of Guidance again. And we have the map for this place. Oh, wait, no, I don't. We're going to get the map for this place. It's down here. Also, the course of this, I will show places that will insta-kill you. This is one. You put a weight on here. That falls off. If you're standing underneath it, you just take your entire health worth of damage. There are very few places in the game where it's just you get one-shotted at a surprise. That's one of them. I will be showing the second one because we'll be going a pathway that'll get us a super item earlier. So here's the map for the Gate of Guidance. Also, you see above the map it says Heavenly Corridor. And then this will have a different name. This is Pit of the Holy Grail, and then underneath is like Holy Grail Room or something like that. So we want to go up here. I forget what this says. Oh, this is telling us basically. So we've got 8 guardians we got to fight, and we got to summon them with Ankh gems. And to use an Ankh gem, you stand in front of an Ankh and you use it, and it summons the boss. You can go up here now. Oh, I won't have the mouse to show where it is. But either way, if you go up this way, it actually spits you out in the rightmost. You pop up on the rightmost room of this map. This is eventually found. Every map in the game is a 4x4 cube, and they are looped together. I think it's something like that. At least they like, you know how there's like curves and it's going this way. Every map, as far as memory is concerned, it's in a grid. You do eventually learn how that works and how to I wouldn't even say abuse it, but work within the game's context to figure that out. It's relevant in later ones, but it's not as daunting as it sounds. So we put a weight on that. I forget what it does, but it's important. Alright, that makes the Ankh gem appear later. Or the Ankh will appear that we can then use. So we're going to do over here... Oh, we jumped this one. So we put a weight on this thing. And, ooh, we got goodies. We want to get those. There's a trapdoor right here. If you stand on it, it'll break. So we... Oh, crap. This is actually how you're supposed to do this. This is an optional item, but it's very convenient to get. So for these, you get on here, you could chuck shurikens, dip out of the way, chuck more shurikens, dip out of the way, shuriken, shuriken, shuriken. And what that does, there's a hint somewhere that hints to this. What that does is it makes that pop out, which is a puzzle we're going to be solving in a bit. Actually, we're going to solve this puzzle now, because this is going to be relevant. Oh, while I'm here. So again, look where we are on the map. We walk in here, we wrap over to this side of the map. Very similar to what you might do in like a Zelda and whatnot. Yeah. Well, if you're sequence breaking Zelda and clipping through walls, you'll wrap around the world. The entire world is connected, but you gotta think of it in like Nintendo era logic. And a lot of it's not like it's a thing it didn't tell you. Like, it does kind of direct you. And that's the Gate of Guidance has a lot of these like simplified versions of puzzles. You'll see more complicated versions later. The whole idea of wrapping from one area to the next, that comes into play in a more difficult fashion at a much later point. But this is kind of introducing it, and it will kind of reoccur at different points. And again, if you're very observant of the game, not only because it kind of blatantly tells you everything. As long as you're observant of it, and then now we've got a little platform here, we can jump, boop, and then we put a thing here, boop, and then we got a ladder, which is going to drop us down. To here, and the Ankh is here. Now, remember it said you use an Ankh jewel in front of it. We don't have an Ankh jewel. So I think we can scan this? No, we can't. So we don't have an Ankh jewel. So we need to find that. Because if we use that Ankh jewel in front of that, it'll spawn the first boss. The Guardian, as some of the tablets are pointed at. I am skipping these tablets. For first playthrough, you really don't want to skip anything. Tablets will appear red until you read them the first time. So we're going to trigger this. Whoop. I think this is meant to be done later with a different item, but nope, not that one. So we're gonna... Oh, damn it! Ah. I don't even think I need to do this. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, blue eye up there doesn't want us hitting this thing. Bad times. Oh, crap. Other things to pay attention to is physics in this game. So, a la Castlevania, God damn it. A la Castlevania, if you're gonna jump across, you gotta commit to it. So, here I'm gonna push to the left and jump, holding down. I think if you actually I think you can let everything go. Yeah. So you take your hands off, he'll still follow that. If you try to turn the other way, nope, you're committing to that. It'll kind of mitigate your speed, but for the most part, you're stuck with it. However, if you jump, you can direct your fall on the way down. Which, I'm trying to even think if there's anything that requires that. It's just a matter of convenience while I'm doing it. So what we're trying to do here is land on, trigger that thing, and then jump immediately. We're gonna... And I'm gonna not do that. Either way, there's a whole lot of coins in there. In that chest. It's worth getting. I forget the way you're supposed to get in there. It's just that you can do it early and be in sequence breaking. Yeah. So we're for the most part good with the Gate of Guidance. However, there are some things that I want to get. So you can go fight the first boss with this. You're kind of intended. On my first playthrough, my first boss actually wound up being the 4th boss. Because I like sequence breaking. So I did that. Oops. So yeah, my first boss fighting this was actually boss number 4. And I had a hell of a time. So we were got another thing. If you hit, I'm at low health, so I'm not going to test it. If you hit one of them, or if you hit the fire one, you hit the Nike swoosh one, you hit whatever the hell that is in the bottom right, it's blood. You'll get hit. Now, if you hit the one in the top left for water, you don't. I don't believe this hints to it. Okay, yeah. So that's heading to the Mausoleum of Giants, which is the next area. However, I want 60 coins for where we're going. Yeah! So, again, scanning everything. You scan the skeleton. The first age of the sun was destroyed by flood. The second age of the sun was destroyed by the god of wind. The third age of the sun was destroyed by the god of fire. Fourth age of the sun was destroyed by blood and fire falling from the sky. The same thing is written in Mayan prophecy. Could there be a connection? Whoop. Thank you. Whatever the hell these rats are. Die. So we look at the top, and we can scan this, I think, too. I thought you could. Alright, either way. So we've got... you know, the same kind of symbols. So we got the water, we got the fire, we've got the Nike swoosh, and we've got... it's blood. And you look... Oh! Here we've got... Same symbol up here. So we got this water droplet, fire, this swoosh thing, and then stuff falling from the sky. Links up with this. I wonder. And this part actually is not quite as obvious. And I actually screwed this up yesterday and tested because I forgot you have to hit it multiple times. So first stage of the sun was destroyed by flood. So we got this water. Second age of the sun was, I forget if it was fire or wind. I forget. I think it's wind, but I'm going to check. Second age was destroyed by wind, okay. So it's destroyed. In this case, we're destroying the wind. And the Nike swoosh is wind. Once you realize, oh, it's talking about these things, oh, that must be wind. And then third age by fire. Fourth age by blood falling from the sky. And that sound means we've solved the puzzle. So go back in here. It's linked up, and now we've got this elevator or ladder. Put a thing on here, and controller vibrates. You hear something click, so you're like, oh, something happened somewhere. We'll go to that room in a bit. Remember this happened. Or we literally broke wind. Yes, that's the tablet of wind. So the game wants us to continue. We'll progress forward. That thing opened up an area that will have an Ankh Jewel. We can go fight Amphisbaena, the first boss, right now. But you can, because this is a Metroidvania, you are only limited where you can go by the abilities you have and your ability as a player. So we can go into this next area, the Mausoleum of Giants, and we can kind of explore places around here. I think that you break this? Yeah. I don't have enough shurikens. I think I can break it with one more? Yeah! And golly, we got monies! Yay! Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot there's a trapdoor here that drops you onto the thing that breaks and drops you onto these swings. So here's the Mausoleum of Giants. It's based off Tibetan Buddhism. Or Nepal, I believe. Nepalese Buddhism. And there's our Grail tablet. We want that. We don't want to get punched, though. We're going to wait for that dude to flip around. Ever so slowly. So, yay, we found our Grail tablet. We are going to save. Happy day. Scan it. So now we add that to our teleport points. I pressed the wrong button, so we're going to, whoops, teleport back to the Mausoleum of Giants. And get the first item, which actually it's not even optional. You require this for a thing. Yeah, scanning these. There's a series of puzzles in here that I will not be going through, because y'all should play this game. It's great. So you can kind of see it. If we had the guild software, which you can buy earlier on, I'll get that too. I didn't want to spend money on it though. You'll hear a sound when we enter this because there's a shop hidden here, and we are gonna buy the best item in the game. These Hermes boots. Hermes, as you might remember, is a guy that ran really fast. So we're going to buy these. And now we move really fast. This makes the rest of the game awesome. Next we are going to Temple of the Sun, which is here. Actually, first we're going to go heal up, because we're at 4 health. So we got the Hermes boots. We're going to move this fast. Apart from being a very convenient item to have, the Hermes boots also will let us run up sand ramps in the Temple of the Sun. Where we're going to go next, because this will lead us to get 2 extra items that will be very, like, 2 main weapons, like shurikens are a sub-weapon. Yeah, not boots owned by the Herpes guy. I just unplugged my controller. I got my controller hooked on things. Possibly fine. Oh, not that way. Not that way either? What the hell? PS4 controller, please. There we go. There we go. Yeah, okay. Well, yes, I am using a PS4 controller. Thank you, Steam, for reminding me of this fact that I'm very well aware of. So we got the Hermes boots, we jumping around. We are going to Gate of Guidance, because the next place we're going to, which, again, we have access to a number of places. As of current, they're mostly optional. Hey, Shido! So sub-weapons, which I've totally forgotten to buy. I think we can buy shurikens. We need shurikens. Where can I buy more of them? Actually, I was going to buy them on the surface. So I'm going to sneeze. So we need shurikens. We're going to buy all the money of shurikens. Because we're going to get more money later. And I don't need to... In this part, I'm not going to buy anything further. I can, because there's some items I can get. But I'm not going to do it in this section of the game. So we're going to... Not to the Mausoleum of Guidance. We're going to go to the Gate of Guidance. Because the Gate of Guidance has a door that leads to the Temple of the Sun, which is an area that will have 2 main weapons. Main weapons being our whip, where we can use them infinitely. So we're going to get two of these weapons. Because we will use the hell out of them very soon. So the whip is cool. Whip does 2 points of damage. It attacks pretty decently fast. But the problem is that... Oh, yeah, okay. The problem with the whip is that if you're using it, you're stuck in place. So that kind of sucks. You can jump. So you can kind of attack while still moving, but again, it's kind of cumbersome. Screw you, bat. No! There's an item you get later that makes bats not actually touch you. It's great. So we're going to try this again because I'm good at game. I'm apparently not good at game. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have an item. Whoops! I'm sorry! Oh yeah! So the fire, the rain, fire, wind, blood thing makes that dais appear right down there. You can put a weight on that. You have to come from a different angle, which we're not going to do just yet. We're going to go down this way. So we got the Hermes boots. This is going to be helpful in here. I think you can do all these things without them, but the Hermes boots, you move faster. And why are we going to go slow? So this is Temple of the Sun. There are a number of puzzles here that I will not be solving, because get this game and play it, it's great. So I'm just going to skip all the puzzles in this space. So yeah, these sandfalls, if you don't have the Hermes boots, you just get stuck. I think you can jump, you gotta angle it, but whatever, so we're gonna go. And besides, why would we want to not move quickly? Say aim and shoot. Actually, this puzzle appears in La-Mulana too, but you have to do this to progress. So you gotta aim, I think, 2 or 3 shurikens in that little gap. There we go. Oh, it's 3. That'll break. This disappears. Screw this guy. For realsies. Go down here, wait on that thing, step on this trigger plate, and there's the knife. The knife is really good. I'm really enjoying it in La-Mulana too. It's there as well. What the knife does is it attacks really fast. It also does 3 points of damage, compared to the 2 points that we have on our whip. The downside is that it's very short range, and it's attacking low. It is helpful for like enemies that are on the ground, because you're hitting on a different plane slightly. However, it does more damage and attacks really fast, and it's going to be really nice on the first boss, because you'll get to unload damage on it. I can't go there. So the next thing we're going to do, and this is a bit of sequence breaking. Oh yeah, that platform breaks, because this game loves it. So we're going to hit this dapper gentleman. Also this Sonic. Avoid getting hit by everything. Go in here. There's a whole series of puzzles in here. I could read things. It's got like, when the man is in the woman, she'll be with child, or something like that. What is it? The man shall be with child when within the man. Which, I don't know about, I don't know how first ever... Well, it goes the other way. The dude's gotta... No, that's... We're not seahorses, huh? Oh, right, wait, I think this... Yeah, the path that connects the pyramids. So, I think you're just walking here. Okay. Here is part 2 where you could get instantly killed. So you got... There's a hint somewhere that does this. You break this. You hit it a couple more times. And then... Oh, damn it! You get hit and then you run away. Because it will kill you immediately. So we're back here at the Temple of the Sun. We're going to do all of that same stuff again. Actually, I'm going to not get the dagger. Because we already did that. We're not going to do it again. Yeah. So that's a part that'll instantly kill you. Because again, the game is fair and loves you. Mustache Man! Oh yeah, I don't have the knife. I'm trying to bring up the knife. I don't have it. Actually, I think I do want the knife because it's going to be cool on Athens Beta. Nah, we'll do it with the battle axe. And again, all of this is actually side stuff. You do come here eventually, but you can also get here early. And getting here early will get you some really good items that make the early part of the game a lot more lenient. We're gonna... Okay, stand back a little bit. Yeah, so that'll fall off and kill you. And now, this thing hinted, the path that connects 2 pyramids. I guess it's hinting that you can jump up here. And now we're in the Temple of Moonlight. So we were in the Temple of the Sun. Now we're in the Temple of Moonlight, and notice how it's completely inverted. Now, there is a tablet somewhere that says, weapons shall not be used within the woman. As you can see, the dapper mustache man, the sun is the man, the moon is the woman. There's a uterus above me. That comes into play later. I think this is one that says don't attack in the woman. Oh, Sound of the Ocarina with a woman with a child. That's a puzzle much later. So here's the thing that you might not think you can do, but you can. If you jump that way, when you hit the wall, you can reroute yourself backwards. It's kind of like wall jumping, but different. So you might have noticed there was a platform down here you can get on. I forget what the hint is for this, but there's a hint, and you can do that. So in this room is going to be our favorite item for the remainder of the game, until we get the final main... You get upgrades to the whip. The final one is bonkers powerful. It's also very late and hard to get. Also, we're not in the woman anymore, so we can attack it. Inside the pyramid is the woman. There's actually a part of the game, much later, where there's literally sperm flying around, and you've got to have a woman doll, and you fall asleep, and the sperm enter it, and she becomes pregnant, and you bring that later again. This game's awesome. So, here's another thing that will instantly kill you if you're not... God damn it. If you're not expecting it. Let's not die. That would be great. No, that's the last place I want you to be, spider insect bro. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. So, you break this skull, and then run like hell. Also, we needed the Hermes boots for this, I forgot. So, when you break that skull, this rock will roll down Indiana Jones style, and it will crush you and you'll instantly die. So... that's how you do that. And then we get an axe. This thing's awesome. So the axe does 5 points of damage, but it's really slow. But it does have this great arc. So it's really cool for like bats and whatnot, because you just knock everything that's in like a 90 degree angle above you. And this also stops you in your tracks, but you can jump and lunge with it. It's delightful. I'm gonna see if I can get to... Oh, this is gonna be difficult. I hope I don't die. There's a really cool area in the game. Those rocks have a lot of fun. So similar to what we did before, jump, hit the wall, you can go back. So we got the Holy Grail. To continue with our Judeo-Christian, here we are in Eden. Music here is really good. You can access this part, but you get to go to further areas in this. The puzzles are really cool. This is a really awesome area of the game. The whole Eden section is great. As it should. I mean, this is probably my favorite part of the game. Is the whole Eden section. It's great. Anyway, we don't have a map for Eden, so we're gonna go back to the surface because we're very low health. And now, I mean, I kind of do want the dagger. I'll just do it with a battle axe because it's gonna do a lot of damage. So the axe is great. I love the axe. Mostly because you can do the jumping thing and just wreck everything in front of you. It's delightful. It's not until like the very end of the game that you get a weapon that'll do more damage than this. So we're gonna heal back up. We're gonna go back to the Gate of Guidance now. As you might remember, I did the breaking the water, fire, wind, and stuff, and that put a dais on the bottom floor. I need more weights. I don't have money. We'll roll with it, whatever. I think I only need one actually to get where I'm going. So we're basically gonna one-shot most everything. Skeletons have 6 health, so that is why, sadly, it'll take 2 hits, because we do 5 points of damage, and then, yeah. Let's dip down here. I think actually one of these I haven't broken, and it'll have weights in it. Well, never mind. Togs, Blizz. I'm pretty sure I can do this with 1 weight. Hopefully I can. Can I break this? I might not have. Nope. I mean, now I got plenty of money. If I buy some strange factor, I don't actually have enough weights. I think I do though, because it's just this one. Let's put a weight on this. Bam! Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have enough, and I'm only going so far as to get this Ankh Jewel. And then, remember, we found the Ankh. We've got to use this Ankh Jewel in front of it. For good measure, I'm going to save, actually. Yeah, because I haven't saved in a while. So, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can just get right down to... Yeah, so we're going to just jump across here. Because it's just the ladder there. We're going to go down here. Now remember, it says to use the Ankh gem in front of it. Now, Ankh gems are equipped as a sub-item. So like the shurikens. Probably because there's an achievement if you can play the entire game and not beat every boss without using a sub-weapon. So because you summon all the bosses with it, then it's just, you have no item. It probably is as a trigger. But anyway, you use the Ankh Jewel in front. And then this summons the first boss. So this is Amphis Bana. You're not supposed to have this axe fighting him, but you can, and so I did. And then he dies. And then Spooky Eyeball appears, that's relevant. It's very spooky. So we obliterated Amphis Bana, but the adventure continues, as it should, because this game is awesome. But yeah, a lot of these, again, scan everything. Remember that the game will respond if you hit stuff, or if you use items in front of it. Every tablet, every skeleton has some form. Well, most skeletons have some form of information that you usually want to know. Let's see if I can do this. Let's do it. There we go. And then get like I think 50 coins. Yeah, 50 coins. So anyway, that's how you play through the game to get to the first boss. You don't have to go down into the Mausoleum of Giants to get the Hermes sandals, but it makes you move a lot faster with it. So. Get it fast. And not only do you move faster, it lets you go into the Temple of the Sun, where you can, and then the Temple of Moonlight, where you can get both the knife and the axe, which are both great power items. The knife, it kind of is more or less blatant. Like you run into it, and it's like, hey, throw things at that thing, and you do. It's kind of difficult, but if you do it, you get the knife. It's really good. And then the axe, which is kind of hidden. I think it hints to you going there at some point. But yeah, that's up to the first boss of La-Mulana. The rest of the game is very difficult, both in puzzles and the actual combat. Once you get used to the way the controls work, and once you get the boots, the Hermes sandals, you can move faster and it's a lot easier. Um, but once you got to figure out the way the game is played and how the mechanics are set up, it's just such a good game. But yeah, so I'm actually going to start on La-Mulana 2 because I got lost last time and then I became unlost. So I'm going to actually change the game title to La-Mulana 2. I was lost and now I've been found. Cool. Should be updated to be La-Mulana 2. We're dropping frames on and off. Weird.